James Taylor, a retired fire captain from the Hartford Fire Department, now 84, thinking about his life and his wife Barbara at the age of 82, now recovering from stroke, and his children Deborah and James Taylor Jr., and to our lost Laura due to a terrible accident in front of their house on August 12, 1971. Shown is Jim's tribute to firefighters autographed by Patrick Charles Eugene Boone, born June 1, 1934, is an American singer, songwriter, actor, author, television personality, radio host, and philanthropist. James Taylor, now 84 as of 2025, a retired fire captain, reflects on a life filled with joy and heartbreak. His wife, Barbara, aged 82, is recovering from a stroke, and their son, James Jr., and their daughter, Deborah, in the past, in this photo, never knew what their new sister and the fate for their future sister to die so young. Just happy with being held by Santa. James Taylor. A retired fire captain from the Hartford Fire Department, now 84, thinking about his life and his wife Barbara at the age of 82, now recovering from stroke. Their children, Deborah and James Taylor Jr., and to our lost Laura due to a terrible accident in front of their house on August 12, 1971. Here is a photo of Laura generate into an AI video. This is photo of Jim and Barbara, very young back in 60s, that they would never have to mourning the loss of a child, are, in many ways, experiencing classic grief responses. The usual battery of psychological, biological, and social repercussions. There are many unique challenges. The trauma is often more intense, the memories and hopes harder to let go of. As such, the mourning process is longer, and the potential for recurring or near-constant trauma is far greater. He rewrites his memories, confronting the moments of joy with Barbara, the laughter of family gatherings, and the unbearable grief of losing Laura. This a montage of our Taylor family. With each turn, he is given the chance to express his unfiltered emotions, but there is only those who lost a child that could ever understand his grief. This is a To Jim's tribute to firefighters autographed by Melanie Ann Safka Shekarik, February 3, 1947, January 23, 2024. Melanie is widely known for the 1971-72 global hit Brand New Key, her 1970 version of the Rolling Stones' Ruby Tuesday, her composition What Have They Done to My Song Ma, and her 1970 international breakthrough hit Lay Down, Candles in the Rain, which was inspired by her experience of performing at the 1969 Woodstock Music Festival. In a pivotal moment, James finds himself transported back to that fateful day, standing outside his home as the accident unfolds. Then Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." Matthew 11:28-30. This tribute to Jim for his What is a Firefighter essay signed by Arthur Fiedler was an American conductor known for his association with both the Boston Symphony and Boston Pops orchestras. With a combination of musicianship and showmanship, he made the Boston Pops one of the best-known orchestras in the United States. Fiedler was sometimes criticized for over-popularizing music, particularly when adapting popular songs or editing portions of the classical repertoire, but he kept performances informal and sometimes self-mocking to attract a bigger audience. This, Jim's tribute. What is a Firefighter in 1979, while in the hospital shortly before he passed on July 10, 1979, he autographed it. The Boston Pops mailed him back to him this to Jim. This mystical experience culminates in a heartfelt prayer that resonates with the love he has for his children when their parents were teenagers and the longing for reconciliation. The photo on the left was Barbara's high school prom dance with her future husband, Jim. The photo on the left is Barbara holding her brother 15 years younger. The book teaches him that forgiveness is a path toward healing, transforming his grief into a source of strength, and Deborah and James Taylor Jr. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. It now up to the surviving children, Deb and Jim Jr. Hopefully be one united with the Taylor family, Who that Deb and Jim Jr. would lose their future sister and to die at the age almost 5. I don't want to hear. I know how your sister Deborah, you would have been proud of me, and I have been proud of you, died so young. Miss you, God bless the Taylor family. Haunted by the tragic loss of their daughter Laura, who was killed in an accident by a reckless teenager in 1971, James struggles to find peace. Oftentimes, the grieving parent is just putting a face on to make it through the day. You bringing it up will often tear down the facade they have built up that day to go out and get things done. They are obviously heartbroken. You don't need to be the one to tell them that. Well, at least you're young. Everything happens for a reason. This can feel dismissive and is not helpful. Most people do not believe their child died for a reason. Your child is in a better place. A grieving parent often cannot imagine a better place for their child than in their own arms. God has a plan. If the grieving parent has not expressed this first as their belief, it can come across as dismissive, can attach guilt related to anger with God, or misses the mark for those who do not believe in God. Time heals all wounds. This is simply not true if you ask a person whose child has died. Time sometimes helps, but nothing heals the wound of your child dying. God wanted your child sooner than expected because they were so special. If the parent has not shared this to be their belief, it can be best to leave God out of it as noted for the reasons above. At least you have other children, or could have other children. One child can never replace another. This minimizes the loss the parent is experiencing and can come across as dismissive of their experience. Be grateful you had them for the time you did. If the parent expresses this, it's okay to say it back to them. If they have not said this themselves, avoid it. I know how you feel. Unless you have had a child die, it will be hard for the parent to accept this. Other losses are very different from losing a child, so it's best to avoid bringing them up, as it can take away from their experience. Try to avoid making suggestions on what they could or should do. You need to take a shower every day, or you need to get out and take a walk. Not offering advice is hard for those of us who want to help. Living through the grief the parent is experiencing, waking up each day, is sometimes all they can handle. Avoid giving them more responsibility than that, including their own self-care. There is hope, because although nothing we say will help a parent survive the death of their child faster or better, it's smart to have an idea of what can be received as supportive. Here are my suggestions on what you can do or say. I'm so sorry about Laura. I miss her too. Use their child's name. It is important to grieving parents that their child's life is acknowledged soon after the death and for all the years that follow. I'm here with you. Is there something I can do to help you today? I'm just so sorry this has happened to you. I'm a text or phone call away if I can support you. I know there are no words that will make this any better for you. I'm so sorry. Parents showing their grief around the living siblings is healthy and should be encouraged. Allow for silence. If the person wants to fill it by sharing, they will. If not, that's okay. Well, what you're going through is just like that time Never trivialize their pain with your own story. Our story started out as teenagers in 1960. It's been a while. Maybe you should get over it. This is a very blunt way of saying what a lot of people think. How are you still grieving? Or, why haven't you gotten over it? Never keep a clock on someone else's grieving. It takes us each a different amount of time to deal with pain, and it is unfair to expect everyone to overcome grief in a certain time frame. Don't feel bad. At least you have other children. Be grateful for the time you had together. Grief just takes time. She wouldn't want you to be sad. Stay strong for your wife/husband/kids. You must move forward and go on with your life. Everything happens for a reason. You can always have other children. Just give it time. You never get over the loss of a child. Grief is your new normal. God needed another angel in heaven. At least she's no longer suffering. Throw yourself into your work. She's at peace now. I know exactly how you feel. She went to be with God. Her sister Deborah would be proud of her if only she would have lived. And if she had lived, it would be glorious life as she dot. It does not matter how many days, weeks, months, or years have passed since the death of a child. The love that a parent has for them extends beyond the grave. They will spend the rest of their days loving their child that passed way too soon. In this way, their grief will never fully be gone either, and it is important to recognize and honor this. Love and grief are the same. A parent who grieves their child is also a parent who loves them. As to their remaining children,